What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, I finally got the king of Enigma here in the house. It's the Mars Toys Riddler. No, I'm unapologetically a pretty big fan of Batman Forever, not gonna lie. And to be honest, I'm so happy Mars Toys has given us something to pair with our Hot Toys figures. But I've tried to stay away from the reviews because I really wanted to give kind of my first-hand impressions for you guys here on the show. So stick around. If you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and let's get into it.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Ben Thomas.
Go time! Here we go, here we go, here we go! Who the hell's doing that? The Riddler.
And the Riddler is what we have today from Mars Toys, or King of Enigma, let's be honest. The box got a little damaged in transport, and of course that's always a little devastating, but not the end of the world, to be fully honest. Little creasing, never hurt anybody. On the back side, you get a chance to see what the figures are actually going to look like. Now, these are my first third-party toys in the collection at the moment, and so I am excited to feel what that quality is going to be like in hand. I'm so used to the Hot Toys or InArts of the world. Taking the cover off, I mean, I love the Riddler artwork. I think the color is on point. I love the question marks all over the place. It makes me happy. I loved the Arkham games when you're searching for those clues and you get those Riddler trophies. That's awesome. Of course, today, this is the Batman Forever Riddler, though, and it features the likeness to Jim Carrey. Or does it? I've got some concerns there once I get this out of the box. In the clamshell here, it looks pretty nice. It comes loaded with accessories, as you guys can see. If I pop this top piece off there, you can kind of have a better idea. And we're going to go through these all, as close to one by one as I can. I'm really excited to get this figure out, though. Let's take this top shell off right now. I love the look of the material. The color absolutely freaking pops. It's crazy. Now, getting him in hand, he's lighter than I would have expected. The body does feel light, and the head sculpt feels a little loose in the socket. I don't know if I immediately love the likeness or not. It's exactly what I was worried about in hand. The materials on the jacket do feel really nice, though. The spandex of the bottom section there, like that underlayer suit, is also a really cool feel. When I pop these things off here, let's take a better look at the shoes. Oh, this is a weird... Oh, so that's interesting. So all I did was pull the plastic off. You can see that it is a double ankle joint, but the foot has literally come unglued from the lower foot section immediately. Like, I didn't even articulate that at all. Let's move this around and see if I can take a better look at it. So yeah, so this has literally come unglued. You can see where there's the double joint. Now, the double joint's really important for this figure because it elongates the legs, right? It gives him that really lanky look that Jim Carrey has from this film, but that's a little annoying. I'm gonna put a drop of glue in him, and then let's get him standing up here in the light box.
The Riddler.
Now, once the glue had a chance to dry here, I was able to stand him up in the light box. It only took a couple seconds, let's be honest. And I do think the figure does look really, really good. I'm not still totally sold on the tongue out likeness here, but I do see the Jim Carrey a little bit more than this other sculpt. So if we get the other sculpt out of the clamshell here, take the plastic off, take a better look at him, this is kind of his more happy expression, and of course, throughout the film, he actually ends up losing the jacket and the hat, and kind of rocks this spiky orange hairstyle for quite a bit of it, and it's some of his goofiest moments, I can't lie, but I love that part of the character. The hair's a little bit of a disappointing paint application, and the texturing is a little bit strange, but it's also not necessarily a deal breaker. I would have liked to see it a little bit more spiky overall, but they do capture that in the front. The base itself that comes with the Riddler here is pretty great. I'm glad it doesn't say the King of Enigma piece. I think that would be weird. I'm happy that it actually says the Riddler. And if you're somebody that uses bases, I think this will pair nicely with the bases we got from the official Hot Toys figures. Now, I mean, let's get the other magic out of the box here, because to be honest, one of the reasons I wanted this figure so badly was for absolutely everything it comes with. It's wild. Now, I also pre-ordered it, so I did get the additional bonus that you see there on the left side being the mask, and I'll show that better in a second. The box is also a beautiful, beautiful piece, and I love the little bombs that come with it, with the faces. The staff here I'm going to show, iconic piece that he sticks to the people's foreheads. Love that, as well as this pre-order mask. And if I get this out of the plastic, I'm also pretty impressed with this being an additional bonus. This is from a kind of small scene. But it looks so good with the figure. I love it. And there is the pre-order bonus that comes with the Tommy Lee Jones figure that's coming from Mars Toys as well, which I think is worthy of noting because, of course, if you want to display that scene, you absolutely can. Now, my posing is very basic here. I don't even know if I'm using the right hand to hold the mask, but I like the way that it looks, and the Riddler outfit paired with the hair coming out the top of the mask, I think is awesome. Now, getting back to the staff, this does actually have a pretty nice paint finish on it, but it's definitely just plastic. It does have this little hidden compartment, though, with the buttons.
If I was a superhero, where would I have?
Now, in retrospect, I should have tilted the head a little bit better, but you guys get the idea. I think it still looks pretty awesome. I'm still not totally seeing that Jim Carrey likeness, though. Now, when you open up this compartment here, it is a bit of a delicate piece. I was kind of messing with it here a little bit, and I only twisted it up and down, I think probably twice before it literally popped off, just like that. Now, it is a compression fit, so don't freak out. You can definitely put it back in, and it's not a piece you want to glue because you want to be able to open it up and back and forth, of course, but it doesn't necessarily lay totally flat once it comes out. So it is something that I noted here. As for mine, just a bit of a downfall, unfortunately. I was a bit sad about that. Not the end of the world. Now, this piece does connect, of course, to the box and gets those brainwaves going.
This is the point. This is your brain on the box.
I absolutely love that Mars Toys gave us this accessory. I think it shows that they know how to capture the magic of the film. This piece looks great. It's well painted. It looks like it's got like a little bubble up in the top area there. It almost looks electrified. It's a great little accessory. And honestly, this is what puts that brain on the box, right? Gets Jim Carrey's head on the box.
My brain on the box. Does anybody else feel like a fried egg?
And I love it. And when you put it up to the figure's forehead, I think it, again, is brought to life here through the figure photography. And honestly, it's a critical aspect of the film. It's a really key piece to have as an accessory. So I'm loving that they gave it to us. Now, this zipper on the back of the suit, though, is a fail. It's just too big and ugly. Now, when we get the box out of the bag here as well, once again, Mars Toys has captured it for me. I think that this is an excellent accessory piece. Again, it looks electrified. It almost looks like it's got like ice up in the top. It always looked kind of like a blender to me, even in the film, and it does here too. But I think it's beautiful for what it's supposed to be. It's meant to be kind of basic, but with the figure, it's brought to life. But this next piece has to be one of the cutest character weapons you're ever going to see in a film.
Always risky introducing a tamed animal into the wild. They have trouble adapting to their new environment.
Hey, tell the fat lady she's on in 5.
Jim Carrey's an absolute wild man. I absolutely love it. And there's so much great inspiration for posing from that scene alone. I don't want to push mine too aggressively, but I've got him posed up with the sticky, and I think that that is kind of a fun way to do it. Now, the bag or the satchel that comes with this as well, made of very similar material to a spandex outfit. It feels really nice in hand. I love the color of it with the question marks, really cool. But you can also take all of those stickies and put them into the bag itself. And let's be honest, these little stickies are pretty awesome as well. I love the little faces on it. It kind of reminds me of Cartman, not gonna lie. But I think it's awesome that they've included these. And they gave us quite a few of them. So when you stick them in the satchel, it fills up the bag pretty nicely. I also am impressed that they gave us 12 hands with this figure. And while there's nothing to really speak about here, the paint applications are pretty basic, but not bad. I'm just happy they gave us so many of them. But what comes down to the question is, does this look enough like Jim Carrey to me? And the answer is, for me, no. Still, there is a piece that I wish they would have captured a little bit better there. At certain angles, I definitely see it though. I do. And then it loses it head on for me. I think this is one of those figures that needs to be kind of looking down or up, kind of maybe at an angle or a tilt. Unfortunately, these don't have the rolling eye system, so you can't make him look in other directions. You're very much stuck with the direction he's looking from these sculpts here. Now, the hat does not come off of this sculpt, so don't try. It is meant to be stuck on. If you have this sculpt on, the loose hat that comes with the figure as well also clearly does not fit on top of the plastic hair. So once again, don't force it there. But I also wanted to show you guys how I got the jacket off. So you pop the hand out from the peg and you kind of slide it through that hole. Be careful of that hole because I'm worried over time, especially doing this multiple times, you're definitely going to damage it. Do the same thing on the other side, gently pop it out, pulling that spandex just a little bit as you kind of slide or maneuver that hand out of place. Then you can get your fingernail here up under the jacket seam to show kind of where those buttons are. And once again, using a fingernail, just kind of slot it between the plastic and pop it off. Don't apply too much pressure or I'd be worried you'd actually pull those buttons right off the jacket. I don't think the glue is on there all that great. Once those are unbuttoned, if you pull your arms back, you can then take the jacket and slide it over top of the shoulders and off the figure very carefully, of course, but once again, pretty quickly, doesn't take much, and you literally put the jacket on the same way, but just in reverse. The spandex outfit, I'm in love with. I think they did an amazing job there. Once again, the zipper on the back, it's a bit aggressive. It doesn't even look like it would actually be 6 scale. Like, can you imagine how big that zipper would be on somebody's back if that was the scale of it? But it's a working zipper, so you can swap bodies at some point if you ever wanted to, or take that undersuit off if you felt the desire to do so. Otherwise, putting the hands on back and forth are a pain in the absolute ass. I would say, even for the sake of my photos here, I didn't do it on purpose because I didn't want to stretch the spandex. Once I find that final pose, that's when I'll stretch it back over the thumbs, of course, and make it look a little prettier. This will be how I have my figures posed up, the Riddler with Batman. I think they look great together, and while one is an official Hot Toys brand, I think that this third-party version does a great job complementing that figure, and it's a fun display to look at.
I see that sparkle in your left eye.
So I think at the end of the day, it goes without saying, I'm pretty happy about this figure. It looks really good in the display, but there were some critical takeaways. There were some things that did drive me a little nuts through the review process, but I'd be curious what your experience is if you have the figure. Maybe this is the video that's going to help you decide if you want the figure at all or not. For me, it's the only third-party figure I have in the collection at the moment, but I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it overall. Kind of at the end of the day, if I gave it a rating, I'd say it's somewhere in that 8 out of 10 range. I think the likeness is close, but not totally on point, but the magic of the character is there, and I think that that's what matters, especially in the display, at least on this figure. So guys, if you liked the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.